This week on Drive, we take on the wicked Hennessy Venom GT and an off-road race so tough it'll grow out your facial hair. That's all coming up today. It's Drive on NBC Sports.
There's always a great story to tell when the competitive spirit prevails despite long odds. 5 years ago, John Hennessy, the Texas tornado of the tuning car world, gave himself a challenge. It was a sketch of a mid-engine sports car that looked a bit like a Lotus. Hennessy promised the car would have 1,000 horsepower and weigh just 2,700 pounds, and he was only off by 43 pounds and just 244 horsepower. Yes, it's the Hennessy Venom GT, a true instrument of supercar madness. Recently, Matt Farah drove the Venom GT and it made him giggle like a small child.
In 1962, a man from Texas decided he wanted to go fast. Luxury was not on the list of priorities, nor was building a car with totally unique styling. No, he thought about only one thing: power to weight. By dropping the biggest engine available into a lightweight British roadster, Carroll Shelby created one of the fastest, most terrifying supercars the world had ever seen. Now, 50 years later, another Texan has arrived, eager to make his mark on the supercar world. And though the Hennessy Venom Gt Spyder weighs just 15% more than the Cobra that inspired it, it makes 150% more horsepower. John Hennessy turns everything up to 11. I mean, really, how many people drive a Viper and then decide it needs twice the horsepower? Such is the case with this car. It's a foot wider than the Lotus Elise on which it's based, and 18 inches longer. In fact, all that's left from the donor car is the windshield, interior, air conditioning, and doors.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I was thinking, what can we do to improve the performance of our cars? I thought, we need to go faster, but maybe adding more horsepower isn't always the answer. Maybe going lighter weight to improve performance would be the answer. And so we joked around about taking a Lotus Elise or an Exige and pulling the Toyota 4-banger out of the back and putting our twin-turbo V10 Viper motor in the back. And one day I had our artist do up a sketch, and I looked at the sketch and I'm like, we could build that car. And here we are 4 years later in the Venom GT. Someone embodies my idea of maximum horsepower, minimal weight, in a usable package that's drivable, that's got downforce, carbon ceramic brakes, stops and turns, and looks cool in the process.
At full tilt, it makes 1,244 horsepower, sending all that power to the rear wheels through a Ricardo 6-speed transmission from the Ford GT. The whole body is handmade carbon fiber and features adjustable aerodynamics. At 150 miles an hour, it makes 1,150 pounds of downforce and theoretically will do 272 miles an hour. Sure, it resembles a Lotus and shares a dashboard with a car costing just $50,000, but to complain about such things is to miss the point entirely.
Tons of torque. This has electric power steering, shifters right out of a Ford GT. It feels great, nice and slick. The ride quality is great, better than an actual Lotus, I gotta say. It's very smooth. The long wheelbase might have something to do with that. It also feels more rigid than a Lotus. Lotuses are a little, I don't know, tinny. This thing, because of the cage, because of the wheelbase, feels really good. Listen to the turbos just spool up. It's about power to weight, that's it. All right, let's do a little third gear roll on. Oh my God. It takes your breath away. There's pressure on your chest. Your head is in the seat. It's like every... Oh my God, let's do that again. Here we go.
Like Carroll Shelby before him, John Hennessy just wants to go fast. And you can too, for just over $1 million.
Next up on Drive,
The existing record for the fastest 0 to 300 by a production car was set by the Koenigsegg Agera R at 14.53 seconds. We've got an extremely fast car behind us, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I've got a sneaking suspicion this is going to go well today, but that's all I'm going to say.